My name is Delphine Ga, and I'm the Associate Director of Strategic Talent Management, Leadership and Learning. And I'm absolutely delighted to be welcoming you all to BHRUT Queen's Hospital this morning to this special event. Professor Kenye Karimo, Interim Chief People Officer and the host for today's celebrations, is unable to join us. But she sends her warm regards to everyone and also her congratulations to our interns. I am absolutely delighted that you guys are here today. And I'd like to start by extending a particular welcome to Councillor Maggie Tomistokel and her consort, Mrs. Starbuck Coleman. And so she is the mayor for Havering. And I'd also like to extend the same welcome to Councillor Beth Jones, who is the mayor for Redbridge. We are delighted that you're able to join us this morning and very grateful for you to spend your time with us celebrating our interns. Project Search is a very special event for us, and I'd like to also welcome our leaders across the trust. I can see a number of them here and at the back. And also our coaches, our partners, and our families and friends, of course, who have joined us this morning to celebrate our interns. Thank you all very much for coming. You have been an encouragement for our interns, and that is special. Project Search is based on partnership working, and the success depends on a commitment towards working collaboratively between people and organizations towards one cause to make sure that we're able to do the best for our young people. But more than that is our commitment to the potential of these young people, and we have seen them flourish in our trusts across BHRUT. So thank you very much, everyone, for all the input that you've made. Today is especially about our interns. So we are celebrating you today. You have achieved a great deal. You joined our trust about a year ago, a busy trust, and you have worked hard in our hospital wards and procurement teams and across various areas doing 3 rotations. And that is what has led to the success today. So today we are celebrating you. You should be extremely proud of what you have achieved. You would have no doubt found some of those situations challenging, but you have persevered and you have kept going. And today we have the success. So well done and congratulations to you. I'd now like to invite Leslie Siri, our non-executive director for BHRUT. She's actually Leslie Siri, CBE. So you would have seen that on your programs. And Leslie will do the opening for us. So it is my greatest pleasure to invite Leslie to join us. Thank you.
Thank you. And can I just echo what Delphina said about what a real pleasure it is to be here today. Project Search is something that's really close to my heart. It's something that I care passionately about, and it's something that in my day job, wasn't called Project Search in those days, but in my day job, something that I worked really hard on and actually have bumped into somebody that used to work with me in Islington years and years ago. And Layla, through her persistence, set up something which was like Project Search before Project Search. And we relentlessly went round all the local employers up and down Upper Street and beyond in Islington, trying to persuade and successfully persuading local employers to work with us to provide supported apprenticeships for young people with learning disabilities, and to what we called job carve, so that you could carve out jobs in such a way that they were doable for young people. And we had amazing success. We had I remember meeting a young person who worked at the Almeida Theatre, sending out theatre tickets, and who said that he did probably the most important job in the theatre, because if he didn't send the tickets out, there wouldn't be an audience. And he was right. But we had people that worked at Budgeon, at the Co-op, in some of our architects' practices, and that's exactly what we want to be doing here today at BHRUT. It's, for those who don't know, Project Search is a supported internship program that helps young people transition from full-time education into employment, paid employment, and I think that's really important. And it's a partnership, because none of these things ever work on their own. It's a partnership between employers like ourselves at BHRUT, local authorities, education providers, Project Search itself, and supported employment services. And just to echo what Delphine said, I am really pleased that we have the mayors of both Havering and Redbridge with us today, because I think that cements the partnership, because these are your young people that we want to try and help and support into work. And with one of my other hats on, I chair the Adult Education Institute in Redbridge, and I had a meeting yesterday with some people from the council and was delighted to hear that Redbridge as a council is setting up its own Project Search initiative. So you'll be having people in the council and hopefully be able to celebrate them graduating too, which will, I think, be really important. And I remember meeting our very first cohort of Project Search people a few years ago, and I was just incredibly impressed by their enthusiasm, although I have to say they were understandably really confused about the size of the hospital and about the complexity of the hospital. And even after 6 years being a non-exec director, I empathise, because I still cannot find my way around Queen's. I don't know whoever designed Queen's Hospital, but I'm still firmly believe that you actually need to tie a ball of string to the front when you come in here and unravel it and then follow it back. Otherwise, you never find your way out. I do remember one of my grandsons was born here when it first opened, and they had to have people all over the place directing people because nobody could find their way. You could perhaps get to the maternity ward, but you'd never get out again. So the fact that people got confused, I think, is perfectly understandable. So at the hospital now, we've had 3 cohorts of young people, and today's group brings our total up to 51 young people who've graduated from their internships. I think what is really important, and what I've been really driving, some would say nagging about, is that we don't just do the internships. We actually have a continuing support for those young people, and we are determined that those young people will find themselves jobs with us. We are a large organisation. We do a whole range of things as a hospital. It's not all doctors and nurses. Things don't work without all the infrastructure that supports the medics and the nursing staff to work with our communities. So I think about 15 of our current graduates have already got jobs, either full-time or bank, with us. And I'm really proud that of the 51 people that have graduated from Project Search here, 31 of them went on to paid employment, which is a pretty good return. And those young people are carrying out what are really valuable roles in the hospitals. So we've got receptionists, we've got ward clerks, we've got linen keepers, we've got porters. Really importantly, we've got some young people who are working with us to deliver Oliver McGowan training. And for those of you that don't know, that's mandatory training in the health service to make sure that a repeat of what happened to Oliver McGowan never happens again. It's understanding the needs of people with learning disabilities who come as patients into our hospitals. So to have some of our Project Search graduates carrying out that training, I think is just really important for us. one of the things you do if you're a non-exec director is before every board meeting, you go and visit a part of the hospital. And we spend about an hour visiting part of the hospital. And when Kenya and Delphine talked to me about coming here today, I was remembering when I went through pharmacy in King George Hospital, and I met the pharmacy team there. And unprompted, they told me they'd got a young person who'd been on Project Search, who was now working with them. And they were so effusive. They could not stop praising this young person and the contribution that they made to delivering medicines to the wards around King George Hospital, because they saw it as the absolute top priority to make sure the medicines went from the pharmacy to the ward as quickly as possible, because there was a patient at the end that needed them. And the pharmacy said they'd never had anybody do that job and do that job so efficiently. And to actually feel that what they were doing rightly was making a really significant difference to sick patients on our wards. And that's the value that our Project Search graduates bring to the hospital. They are part of the team. They're not a separate bit of the team. They are an integral part of everything we do at the hospital. And that sort of triggered a thought with me, remembering when I worked with Layla in Islington, and some young people at one of our schools for people with learning disabilities made a film about why they felt they had as much right to work as everybody else. And what one of them said is, I want to be a part of the community, not apart from the community. And that's what I think is at the heart of how we want to run Project Search here. People who are on Project Search internships here are an integral part of our community here at BHRUT. They work with us, they're a part of us, and we want them to stay working with us. I want to just give some thanks, and I want to start by thanking the staff who've supported Project Search, both the people in Delphine's team, but staff, and it's really good to see some staff here from across the council, who've developed this programme from small beginnings to being an integral part of what we do in training schemes here in BHRUT. You're really helping us deliver what is an increasingly important role for hospital trusts, and it's about being an anchor, and it's about being rooted in our communities and supporting everybody in our communities. So the staff that worked on that have really played an important role. To our local authority partners, I'm really thank you for working with us to develop Project Search and help people secure employment. And as I said, really pleased that Redbridge is going to be starting to run Project Search. I would encourage others to do the same, because not only do you provide valuable opportunities for young people, you'll actually benefit your organisation enormously. You'll find that you have really loyal and committed staff. And to our education providers and employment support providers, we are really proud to work alongside you in delivering these opportunities for your young people. And to Project Search, or DFN I think it now is, and people like Layla who work with them, this has grown. It started off as a very small initiative, but it's grown and it is growing, and we need to spread the word. Those of us who are running this need to spread the word, because this is about supporting people who live locally, who've been to school locally, into working locally, and that's hugely important. And finally, I want to turn to our graduates, and I actually want to start with your family and friends, who I hope some of you are here today. I know how much you've supported the young people that are here today, because none of this happens without a whole family of people behind young people. As Delphine said, there are times when this has been hard. There are times when people have found themselves tested and challenged in what they're doing, and you've always been there to support them, and I think that's really important. And lastly, you, because you're the most important people here. I am just hugely, hugely proud of every one of you. You've done brilliantly, and you should be enormously proud of yourselves. You're now Project Search graduates, and I really do wish each and every one of you every success, whether you're working here, whether you're working somewhere else. What you've done is a really major achievement. You've done a year's internship. You've worked in different places across the council, across the trust. I'm still wearing council hat. Across the trust. It hasn't always been easy, but what you've done is stuck at it, and you've persevered. You've learned a huge amount, and you've succeeded. You've graduated. So I just think we need to give a huge round of applause to each and every one of you. And because you can only serve so many terms as a hospital non-exec, this is probably the last thing I'm going to do at BHRUT. And I have to say, as a last thing, this is probably the best thing I've done at BHRUT. So I'm delighted that actually Kenya and Delphine asked me to do this, and it's been a real privilege, so thank you.
Now we get to hear from our interns. I think it's Bukumi, Soraya, Madi, and David. Do you want to come up, please? Huge round of applause for them. Come on.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Soraya, and I've got a speech here, and this is about my journey within Project Search. Before Project Search, I was in a special needs school, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do after I left, as I was finding it hard to find a job. My head teacher from sixth form then introduced me and my family to Project Search, and that's when I decided I wanted to give this a try. So when I first started Project Search, I was excited but also nervous, as I didn't know what I wanted, as I didn't know what to expect, and where I would see myself in the future. When I first started my first rotation, I wasn't sure how it would go, but all I wanted to do was do well. After going into my second rotation, now knowing how it works, I feel as I've gained more confidence and continue to learn many new skills. After starting my second rotation in the Department of Maplesweet, I felt less nervous as I started to gain my confidence, and I learned how the rotation worked. I am a receptionist at Maplesweet, and my job is to check in and out of patients, make and answer phone calls, and book in appointments. I have great mentors who are there to help me and are very kind enough to teach me new skills. I continue to stay at Maplesweet for my third rotation, as I was really enjoying it there. Not too long after being in my third rotation, I then applied for a permanent position as an apprenticeship ward clerk. I successfully got the job, and I am now a full paid employment at Maplesweet.
Give a little bit of experience to us young interns, but giving us a chance so that way we can actually see what it's like working in the real world and getting actual work experience. I also want to give a thank you to all the colleges that did give us the course to actually do Project Search, for giving us that chance to go out into the real world and, like said, get the experience we need of working, and possibly to get a job out of it, possibly. This course has done a lot for me because it's made me learn things that I never thought I would learn at college. It's given me a lot of different opinions and different points of view that I never thought I did think of. But it's a really big eye-opener for us young interns to get this opportunity of a lifetime to work at the NHS and to help everyone that we can. This course has given me a lot of skills and increased my personality 100%, as you can tell. But yeah, I'm going to be taking these skills and my sweet personality, and I'm going to be taking it to the next job that I do, and I'll be just spreading the love, you know. But other than that, that's me.
My name is Bukumi. I was also a project search intern. I worked in Stratford last year, where I was in a leisure centre, and I felt like the place, as much as I enjoyed it, I felt like it wasn't really doing me a lot of justice. And when I came here, I feel like it's helped me improve more. It's helped me build my confidence up, because I've always wanted to work and get out in the real world, learn some experience. And when I came here, I want to say it's changed my life around, and it's all thanks to my job coaches as well, who are really passionate about this and do a good job of helping young people who want a job. And I would recommend this to anybody as well, any young person who is looking for employment in their life. And I can say I finally was able to secure a job here, and it's the best thing that's ever happened. It's easily the best thing that's happened in my life. Yeah, and it's nice to know that I have a future now. That's it.
Hello everyone, my name is Mardi Mohid, and I just want to start off. I didn't think I'd be working here in Project Search, and it changed my life, and I think it's a very good opportunity for everyone to, work in the NHS, and you get like a lot of experience, and overall I think it's very good because you can work in different rotations and work with different staff. And the team that I've worked with in portering, and they're very good, and they helped me a lot with my skills. Like, I've learned a lot. And when I was working in admin receptionist, I had IT skills. I never knew that I had IT skills in me, but I guess I'm an IT man now. But yeah, it was just very, very good, honestly. I think, when I was on Little Heath, I did a lot of, subjects and things. I thought I found it hard, but eventually the support that I got was very good from the teachers, and I had a lot of friends there as well, but I know that they will come here and they'll enjoy it as well. I'm going to read my speech now. Hello everyone, my name is Mardi. Again, even though I already introduced myself, I would like to start with saying how much Project Search has impacted my life and helped me develop my skills. Since joining the program in September, I have completed 3 rotations as a ward clerk, receptionist and porter. These experiences have helped me improve my IT, customer service and teamwork skills, and they have also made me much more confident. I am proud to have secured paid employment as an Oliver McGowan expert coach in Homerton, where I help train staff to better support patients with learning disabilities. Thank you everyone at Project Search and the NHS as well for your support, encouragement and guidance. You have helped me achieve this milestone, and I'm truly grateful. Thank you very much.
I'd now like to invite Councillor Maggie Temistokle to come and speak to us. She's the Mayor of Havering. Madam Mayor.
Well, good morning, everyone. Hello. I just wanted to actually take this opportunity to say well done to the 4 interns who came up and spoke, because that is quite daunting, actually, and I still get nervous. So very well done to you all. And it was lovely to hear all the way you feel about how this internship has helped you. And just echoing on from that, you've all got a very bright future ahead of you, regardless of whether you're in employment or not. I hope that you will all carry on and keep striving to make this a better place for everyone. So, as I said, it's an absolute pleasure and a real privilege to be here today to celebrate such an important milestone in the graduation of this remarkable group of learners for Project Search supported internship programme. First and foremost, I'd like to offer my heartfelt congratulations to each and every one of you graduating today. The achievements represent far more than the completion of a programme. It reflects your commitment, resilience, determination, and willingness to embrace new opportunities as you build a brighter future for yourselves. Today's celebration perfectly reflects the theme of this year's ceremony: one trust, many journeys, stronger together. Each of you has followed your own unique path. Every journey has been different, with its own challenges, successes, learning experiences, and personal growth. Yet today, those journeys come together in a shared achievement that we can all celebrate. Your success demonstrates what is possible when talent, ambition, and opportunity are brought together. Throughout your internships, you've developed valuable workplace skills, gained confidence, built professional relationships, and shown tremendous determination. You've demonstrated that with the right support, encouragement, and opportunities, every individual can reach their potential and make meaningful contribution to their community and the world of work. Supported internships play such a vital role within our borough. They help open doors, break down barriers, and create pathways to meaningful employment, greater independence, and a brighter future for everyone. They remind us of the importance of inclusion and of ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to contribute, succeed, and thrive. It also highlights that behind every graduate here today stands a network of people who have supported, encouraged, and believed in them every step of the way. To the families, carers, and supporters here today, thank you. Your unwavering encouragement, patience, and belief have played an essential role in helping these young people reach this important milestone. Your support has made a lasting difference, and you should be incredibly proud of all that everyone has achieved. I would also like to extend my sincere thanks to Queen's Hospital, Barking and Dagenham College, the job coaches, programme staff, hospital departments, and all partner organisations involved in Project Search. Your dedication, expertise, and commitment have been instrumental in making this programme a success. You've not only helped interns develop practical skills, but you've also nurtured confidence, ambition, and self-belief, which has been very evident in your speeches today. To our graduates, today is not the end of your journey, it's just the beginning of an exciting new chapter. The skills you've developed, the experiences you've gained, and the confidence you've built will carry you forward into your employment and beyond. Havering is proud of you, and we are excited to see what you will achieve next. As Mayor, I'm continually inspired by the talent, diversity, and determination within our community, and today is just an absolutely perfect example of that. I'm so proud to be here and very, very honoured. Your achievements remind us of the value of inclusion, the power of opportunity, and the strength that comes with working together. So let's celebrate your success. Congratulations once again to all of you. Your journeys may be unique, but today we're all here to celebrate you together because we are truly stronger together. So thank you very much. Well done to each and every one of you.
Many thanks, Madam Mayor, for that heartfelt congratulations. It came from the heart and we could tell, so thank you so much for that. Next, we would like to invite Councillor Beth Jones to come and give us some congratulatory messages as well. So, Mr. Mayor, over to you.
Hello and good morning, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be here today to celebrate the achievements of our supported internship graduates. And today is about recognising the hard work, the determination and the progress each of you has made throughout your internship journey. Graduation is not simply the end of a programme, it's the beginning of new opportunities, greater independence and an exciting possible future. To our graduates, you should be incredibly proud of yourselves. Over the past few months, you have developed valuable skills, gained workplace experience, built confidence and shown resilience when facing new challenges. You have demonstrated that with the right support, encouragement and opportunity, people can achieve remarkable things. Many of you have achieved part-time or full-time employment, or will start in the coming months providing responsibility, purpose, further contribution to society, independence and financial stability. I would also like to thank the BHRUT exec team, department managers and mentors for hosting our interns and the incredible dedication and progression you have demonstrated. Thanks to the Astra Multi-Academy Trust and Generate supported employment agency job coaches and educators who have helped make this programme such a success, and to Redbridge Local Authority for your unwavering commitment to our young people. As a partnership, you drive to create inclusive workplaces and to help young people reach their potential makes a real difference to individuals, family and the wider community. To the parents, carers, family members and friends here today, thank you for the encouragement and support you've provided along the way. Your belief in these graduates has helped them reach this important milestone. Supported internships play a vital role in opening doors to employment and helping people develop the confidence and skills needed to succeed in the workplace. They show that what can be achieved when communities work together to remove barriers and create opportunities for everyone. Graduates, as you look ahead, remember that the skills you've gained here, teamwork, communication, responsibility and perseverance, will serve you well wherever your journey takes you. As all of you leave here today with the achievements that deserve to be celebrated, on behalf of Redbridge Council and the wider community, I offer my warmest congratulations to every graduate. We are proud of what you have accomplished and we look forward to seeing all that and what you will achieve in the future. So enjoy this special occasion, celebrate your success and never stop believing in your potential. Thank you.
That was really good, and we all saw from your heart exactly how you feel about these young people. Thank you. So now we have got certificates. We're going to start with Redbridge. Okay, so get ready, Redbridge interns. The first person is CM Udin. Get it. Next we have Gertrude. Harry Patel. Mine. Soraya. Michael. Saga. Oh, just get the music going. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. That was really, really kind of you. Well done. Thank you. Madam Mayor, please would you present the Havering Queen's Hospital certificates? David. Harry. Fahim. Sueb. Amen. J. Finally, we have Heavenly. Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. Well done, everybody, all our interns. And Abby, thank you very, very much. Next, we have an opportunity for our partners to speak. And as usual, as is traditional, we will also invite some of our senior leaders as well to come and speak. I can see Ruth is here, and also if Liz wants to speak, you will have an opportunity. So, our partners.
Hi everyone. So I'm Lara. I am the CEO of Astrum Multi-Academy Trust. So we are the education provider for the Redbridge interns, and we were involved in Project Search right from the start, with great thanks to Redbridge. Introduce.
Hi everybody, my name's Fiona. I work for Redbridge Local Authority, and we've been working in partnership with Astrum and the Hospital Trust. It's for our third year, and every time I come to one of these events, I think that it can't get any better, and it just does, doesn't it, Lara?
It really does.
Yeah.
This year, I have to say this is the first year we've had real caps and gowns and professional photography, which feels really amazing for us as a project to have got to this point. But for yourselves, I just want my experience of you guys and Project Search, I just wanted to say to people, this time last year, we were interviewing these young people, and they were shy, and they were quiet, and we had a lot of one-word answers in the interviews, or heads down, I'm not sure, this is for me. Very anxious families, worried about letting their young people into the big wide world, and now you are graduates, and you stand here as adults. People may not realise the number of hours and days of hard work that you've put in at the hospital, and all those times throughout winter when there was flu issues going on and there was short staffing issues, and you guys showed up every single day. You came to your lessons, you worked with your job coaches, you did extra, lots of you. We see you don't have your full lunch breaks, and you don't leave as soon as the clock finishes at 4 o'clock. We see lots of you going over and above, which makes such a difference to the hospital and just shows people what you're capable of and how amazing you all are. And I'm going to get a bit emotional because we're really, really proud of you. So well done.
I just want to add as well, thank you for everything you've said, which I echo, but just also a really big thanks to all the people that have made this opportunity happen for you, and all the people in the hospital as well, because it's just amazing to see you all here today. And also we're really, really proud in Redbridge, because it's made us think that we need to get something going within the council as well. I know it's been mentioned earlier, so we're really, really excited about that, and I think that's because you've been such a great example to us that we've decided to go forward with that, so thank you.
Well done.
Right, so now we have more colleagues, partners. Cool.
Hi, my name's Alison. I'm from Barking Dagenham Local Authority. It's really been an honour and a privilege to come here today and see all the young interns complete their supported internship programme. I very rarely get a chance to meet you all, so I really enjoyed meeting you all this morning, talking to you. You know, you're always excited, some were nervous, but you're really proud of yourselves, and your parents must be so proud of what you've all achieved. And I do wish you all every success in your future. For those who have got jobs, going through the interview process, whatever you do next, just well done to all of you. It's just brilliant, and it's an inspiration to see you all, so thank you very much.
I'm Danielle, I'm the project manager at Barking Dagenham College. I've only recently taken over, so I don't know all the interns too well, but just in a few months that I've been here, they really have come out of their shells and have a massive confidence boost. going to pass to Danny, who's the job coach and knows a little bit more
I just want to echo, obviously from the beginning when we first met you, I think a lot of you, when we took you to the departments, you were like a rabbit in headlights. You didn't want me and Asha to leave. But the mentors and the departments made you feel so welcome and so comfortable. We knew you were going to thrive there. And watching you grow into who you are now, me and Asha and obviously everybody else here, we couldn't be any prouder of you. And I know you're going to go really far.
We'd like to invite Leila from DFN Project Search to say a few words.
Thanks a lot, Delphine. Hi, yes, I'm Leila. I'm a trustee at DFN Project Search. And Project Search has been happening across the UK for quite a long time now, probably 15 or 20 years. But it was about 8 years ago that David Forbes Nixon, that's what the DFN stands for, who's the father of a young man with a learning disability, decided to bring it properly and formally from America to the UK, have it as a proper franchise here, and that we could spread across the country. And we set ourselves a target of getting 10,000 interns into work within the next 10 years, I think it was. And as Leslie has said earlier, she and I worked in Islington, and that was before, I'd never heard of Project Search then. But we did our best and we tried to set up something similar because it was a justice issue. It was like the figures across the country are that 6% of people with a learning disability are in employment, and yet 80% want to be in employment. So we set ourselves a task to make the dreams come true. And I've been mentoring a young woman she talks about, will you be the one? And it is like all people need often is one or two people, whether it's a person in a hospital, whether it's an HR person, a director, a non-exec director, a job coach person, or whatever. Everybody can do something to try to make people's dreams come true. So that's what I've been absolutely touched and blown away by all of you today. You demonstrate what we see across the whole country, is that when people get a chance, not only do they do a brilliant job, but people say that some of the interns are the best employees they've ever had. That they work longer hours, they are committed, they're brilliant, they're accurate. Your Royal United Bath Hospital, they've got like nerds working in their lab now because they said like they don't get the same level of accuracy with other people who are like, no, can't be bothered. And the interns are so committed in getting it just right. And that is what you all have shown. And it is incredible. I feel humbled to be in your presence, but thank you so much for all of what you guys have done and all of what everybody else has done to support you. But thank you for what is going to be, you're going to be great. That is obvious. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Leila, Lara, Alison, Danielle, Fiona, and Danny. She's gone. Oh, there she is. Right. So I can't help but notice Ruth and Beth are in this room, our senior leaders. And I just wanted to invite them to say a few words if they want to. All right. Thank you, Ruth. We have had massive support, and I think we should give them a huge round of applause.
I'm going to be a bit emotional when I speak, and I apologise. I have watched you from the moment you met. I met some of you in here on one of your first things, speaking to some of you on the table, and I've seen how you've grown and developed as interns. It's probably one of the best things about my job role when I see you around the hospital and I'm able to interact with you. It's just amazing to see the journey that you've been on. What you don't probably see is the impact you have on the teams around you. Now, I'm very proud to have, this is where I'm going to get emotional, I have my matron team for ED and acute medicine here. You've heard them calling out for the people who've worked there as interns with them. The impact that you have in the workplace on the people around you is phenomenal because you make people think differently. You make people think about, do we have to do things in the way that we've always done them? And is there a way that we can do it differently? And that is a phenomenal thing to be able to give people. They take Project Search interns into their heart. They want to do all that they can to develop you and to take you from coming in as an intern all the way through to job. And we're very proud to have employed a number of Project Search interns in our clinical group. And I promise you we will continue to look at every opportunity we can to think differently about the job roles we have and how we can make them accessible to people and how we take that from coming in a job role to what the next step is and how it becomes, as for everybody, a continued lifelong learning journey to get you from the job that you come into to the next step on your career. So thank you for trusting us is what I would say, because I know for you as interns you were terrified when you started. As a parent myself, I know how scary it is as your children step out into the world and what's it going to be like for them and are they going to find their place? Well, you know, you don't need to worry about them. They find their own place. The characters of these interns are amazing. So I can't support enough Project Search, how the community pulls together to make this. Inclusion is the way forward. So thank you to every single one of you for what you've done. Can't wait to see you all in your job roles and roll on next year to see what happens.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm actually speechless. So for anyone that knows me, that never happens. Wow, you should be so proud. And you know, looking at the faces of your parents, I mean, they are so proud. A few tears in the room, I think. It has been an absolute privilege to see you across the hospital. I see you out and about. You may not even notice me, but I see you in all of your roles, and it's absolutely impressive to see you here. You know, I think this has been a fantastic event. I think celebrating in this way, Delphine, is absolutely really important. And it was great to hear your speeches as well, for those of you who got up and spoke. But as Ruth says, it is an absolute honour to have you here. I will see you about in your new permanent roles. Well done, and enjoy the rest of the celebrations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'd now like to call on Abisola Abbey to come and give us some closing remarks.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I just want to say, can we give these people, this lovely young interns, a round of applause? They've really made our job very easy. Like what I think, echoing what everyone said, remembering them coming in September, and then looking at their faces, you're like, okay, we'll start again. We're going to do this. But then looking at them now, it's a great achievement, not to us, but to yourselves. I just want to say well done and thank you for being who you are. I said I was just going to give an highlight of the jobs that we've got, so you can see how, you know, how tenacious and how resilient they've been able to be, you know, secure jobs. We've got two people who are on apprenticeship ward clerk. Soraya is doing apprenticeship in ward clerk with a department. We've got people working. There's someone working as a tracker in a cancer department, which is really hard to get. So when that interview came in, I was like, no way, are we actually going to get this? And she did got the job, and she's doing well there. We've got lots of people. We've got our guys that work in procurement team. Oh my God, they can't do without them. When I'm at the reception, they come in to deliver things. It's the joy, you know, how happy they are about their jobs. I just want to say thank you and thank you to you. I'm sorry, I try not to get emotional. When our interns come in, my job is to find them the rotations where they're going to be spending their, you know, the placements. And when you look at them from the beginning, I'm thinking, so it starts from when we do our interviews. So I start gauging and saying, oh, this person would work here, this person would work here. There's someone here today that saw me in the corridors and said, Abby, I'd just like to stay in Porto. I like doing portrait. And when they first came in, they didn't know what they wanted to do. So they've had all the placements in portrait because that's where they want to stay. So I think this program, what it does as well is to make people see themselves, and then they know what they want, which is what's happened with these young ones. And another story I have is a young man here, Saga. He works as a support ward clerk. Yeah, in a department. And then there was another department that didn't have a ward clerk for like 2 days. And That's how good it was. They had to call Saga to come sit in for that person in another department where he's never worked before, and he had to cover for that person for 2 days. And afterwards, Saga wasn't around. They came back another week to look for him, like, is it possible for Saga to cover? And he's just an intern, and that was just the second placement. So it's just wonderful when you see people, and we talk about how good they are, but then I don't need to sell them to people. People actually see what they're doing, and it's just wonderful. I want to say thank you very much to everyone. Thank you so much to the department and the mentors. I really want to say thank you to you. There's some people I just go to and say, I need placements. I've got someone coming in tomorrow, blah, 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 and they say yes. Immediately, I don't have to talk too much because they know that this is something we need to do. Inclusion is part of what we do at BHRUT, and this is like a stepping stone. We're going to do more, and I say thank you very much. I want to say thank you so much for everyone. As I sent the invite on short notice, I've sent lots of people in here. Thank you for coming, and thank you for BHRUT making us have our graduation amongst the graduation today. Thank you to Tokumbo and every one of my other colleagues that have made this happen. I just want to say thank you, everyone, and I hope we'll see you when we invite you again next year. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, everyone. We have come to the end of the session, but please stay and have a chat, take photos, especially. These are memorable days and moments, so take advantage of it. Madam Mayor, Mr. Mayor, and Mr. Coleman would like to thank you very much for coming. I would also like to thank Councillor Graham Day for being around and his commitment as well, so thank you. And also, Leslie, we're going to miss you, but hopefully you're going to be around, and also that we will continue to invite you to these events. It's really nice to see our partners here, and as usual, I can't thank you enough having our leaders present, Beth, Ruth. I've seen tears at the back. Thank you very much. You make it all happen. And to our interns, today is your day. Please enjoy every moment of it, and you should be proud of yourself. Thank you, everyone, for coming.
On behalf of Barking, Havering and Redbridge University Hospitals Trust, our staff graduation ceremony for 2026. So you are the class of 2025. A round of applause for you. Well done. So to family and friends, thank you. To line managers, colleagues, thank you for joining us. The theme for this year is One Trust, Many Journeys, and you'll hear and see a lot about that as we go through. It's a way of suggesting that we all start our careers in different times, at different points, but actually following your own path, or following a path that gives you a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction, is really what matters most to you. We're in difficult times within the NHS, but as an organisation, as a trust, we value our staff. We value you, so for us, despite and in spite of all of that, we still think it's important to celebrate our staff and to celebrate your achievements. My role here today, first of all, is to follow our programme, is to make sure that you feel valued at the end of this, you feel recognised, and that we absolutely make sure that everyone here is able to celebrate with you. It's also to ensure that our special guests who are here, and I will announce them as we go along, are able to feel and understand what it is that we spend quite a lot of time trying to support all of our staff to be able to achieve. There will come a point in time, I'm speaking to the graduates now, where I will call your name to come up. You will receive your hard copy certificates after this, and it will be emailed to you. But for the purposes of today, you'll be shaking your hand with a very special person who will be congratulating you. And that special person is probably thinking, not me, but you can, well, there you go, she's given herself away, but anyway, I'll let you know who she is formally later. And you'll take a picture. The only thing we ask is that our very special friend, Mr. DJ's at the back, when he's playing your track to come up, that you actually, engage do a bit of a jig if you can. I always say no cartwheels, please, because health and safety and everything else in between. But feel free, have fun, celebrate, and we'll celebrate along with you. So, not to waste any more time, I'm going to announce and welcome our special person, or one of our special people, to come up and do the opening address. So please welcome, she probably doesn't need an introduction, but I will anyway, for family and friends, Fiona Wheeler, who's our Chief Executive Officer.
Thank you very much. I don't know why I'm uncomfortable about being called a special person, because I think we're all special. In fact, you're all special. And today's all about you, actually. So I'm Fiona Wheeler. I'm the Interim Chief Executive. I've been in post for 8 days. But this isn't the first time I've been here. This is my 3rd year of celebrating your graduation. And 2 years ago, I gave one of the keynote speeches, so I've handed that baton on to Barbara today. But I told everybody when I did the keynote speech about my journey and my graduation and how I achieved my educational certificate back in 1997. So I won't talk about that today, but I will say that I'm delighted to be here. I'm delighted to be the Chief Executive of an organisation that supports so many people. It's great to see smiling faces, people that know that they've done well, that they've achieved something educationally and in life, and that is something really to celebrate. And so apart from the certificates, apart from the handshakes and the potential sort of cartwheel stuff that's going to go on as you come up to the stage, I want to say well done to every single one of you, because it's brilliant to see the achievement in the room. I think we, as Kenya said, we have quite a lot going on in the NHS at the moment. Lots of stuff about money, lots of stuff about unhappy patients, families, and also stuff about people who work for the NHS, not always feeling happy and fulfilled. So to take a moment like this afternoon to celebrate your success and to celebrate being happy at work and achieving things related to the workplace is a really good thing. So I'm delighted to be here. I also want to celebrate your commitment and determination, because if I think back to when I graduated, I remember on the first day starting my course thinking, I'm never going to finish this, it's just not going to happen. And it did, and it was great. And so well done to you all for showing the determination and commitment you need to start something and to finish something and to achieve as well as you have done. So well done for that. I'm going to stop there because I think Barbara's itching to get up to the stage and tell us all about Barbara, which we're looking forward to hearing. And I'll see you along the day and hopefully see you up at the stage later on. Thank you very much.
That was a very lukewarm, feeble applaud. I think we could do a little bit more for Fiona. Thank you. So, and I'm going to ask you to do something a little bit louder as I call up Barbara. So, Barbara will tell you a little bit more about herself, but I will welcome Barbara, and she is the Chief Executive of King George and Queen's Hospital's charities. They do a lot more for us than just give us money to do the things that we want to do, and I'm sure that Barbara will share a little bit more, but please give it a bit louder so that Barbara can really share her heart and give her the best talk possible. Barbara, open to you.
Now, I thought I was going to have some music, DJ, to incorporate some moves or some dancing, but don't worry, we'll save that for when I finish. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. It is a privilege to be able to be the keynote speaker here at your graduation. Thank you for the invitation. It's in planning and thinking about what I would say, and I was saying even up until the last moment, I said it really depends on how I feel when I get into the room. And I felt quite emotional because I look at the crowd of people and I think very fondly of my mum, who graduated in the same year as my youngest sister. And I reflect on her resilience and commitment whilst being a single mum in very precarious circumstances on a council estate in Camden, raising 3 children and seeing education as the gateway to us being able to level the playing field and our access to opportunity. And so as I see faces here, I am very grateful for my mum, who against all odds graduated and actually graduated to be a nurse, and it feels like a full circle moment now, as I once celebrated her, to be standing here and celebrating each and every one of you. And in thinking about the theme of One Trust, what many journeys to get here, I was reflecting on my own journey, and I hope you will indulge me while I sort of share some snippets, because you might be thinking, okay, first of all, who is this woman? I've never seen her before. And it sounds like she's got a bit of a grandiose kind of job title, but I'm trying to figure it out. What are you doing here? So I want to give a bit more insight into me and share a bit of that, and hopefully that is grounding for you as you embark on this next stage in your journey. So let's see where I'm going to begin. And I've got some notes because I do need to focus and stay on schedule. So first of all, I am the first of 3 children, the eldest of 3 children, and I am of Nigerian heritage. So that means if you know any Nigerians, if you are of Nigerian heritage yourself, you will know that education is very important. Achievement is very important. And I remember very, very strongly when my mum sat us all down and said, so what are you all going to be when you grow up? Now you would think that was an open question. A question where you had choices, where you could be anything. And actually no, it was a very, very, very streamlined list. Doctor, lawyer, accountant, pick one. I said, oh gosh. I said, well, I like spending the money, but I don't want to count it. And then I said, doctor, I'm not sure about that, you know. I don't mind blood, but having someone's life in my hands doesn't feel like the right choice. So I said, you know what, Mum? I'll be the lawyer. I'll do that one. That one I can do. And I watched, let me see if this will resonate with anyone, the TV shows of that time would have been Ally McBeal. And I thought, yeah, I could do this. This sounds like something, this is a bit of me. I like talking. I talk way too much in school. That was always the feedback. Barbie, you're great, just easily distracted. And if you knew me at the age of 14, I used to, on the way walking to the design and technology building, you have to kind of do, you know those like New York estates where you've got the stairs at the back of the, I don't know, the outdoor stairs. So we had something very similar in my school. And I would stand at the top of those stairs, and instead of I have a dream, it would be I have a thought. And I would just be talking and talking. So I always knew that I wanted to advocate for people. And I wanted to make sure that no one was left behind. And growing up in a household where we didn't have the poverty of ambition, but what we lacked was access to opportunities, access to the right networks. So as much as we had that list, that short list, I didn't know any doctors, I didn't know any accountants, and I definitely didn't know any lawyers. But I knew that I also did not have a choice about going to university, because education, education, education. And so I set out wanting to be this lawyer. And what do you do when you get to, I was at A-levels by this point? Well, of course, I'm just going to apply for all the best universities to study law. I've already requested all the prospectuses when I was in year 9. So I already knew where I was going to go. I was going to Cambridge, by the way, just for the record. That's what I put down. I was like, well, of course, just apply. Not knowing that there's a bit of a strategy that you should have. So you probably shouldn't just apply for the top law schools only. Just maybe a bit of a mix and see where you get to. Now, out of the 4 or 5 university choices that I made at the time, I got one offer. So the rest of them, no, sorry. So I got one offer. I was like, well, I can only go to one university, so it doesn't matter. I was like, okay, I've got an offer from LSE to study law. This is fantastic. Oh my goodness, I am going to be an amazing lawyer. Okay. A-level results day comes. Oh, anticipation, opening the envelope. I missed the grade by 3 marks. The world has ended. Mum, you forced me to study law and I didn't get in. I'm now not going anywhere. I'm going on a gap year. Gap years were also not a thing in my household. No. You have to go to university. You have to just pick any subject, but you have to go. And this is the time where you'd go through clearing and you'd have to actually buy a newspaper to see what unis had space. Technology was not as advanced as it was now. And so I remember, okay, what could I do? And this was one of my early setbacks because achievement was a big part of who I was. Achieving, and I felt this pressure because I was going to be the first in my family to go to university. And so it mattered a lot. And I had 2 younger siblings that were looking behind me to be like, oh, well, Barbara's going to set the tone, so you better do what you need to do. Fast forward, I ended up studying politics at Queen Mary University, and I really continued to build on my passion for advocacy and supporting people and really trying to join the dots from A to B. So Barbara, how did you go from wanting to be a lawyer, studying politics, and ending up being the interim CEO here at a hospital charity? You tell me. All I know is that every opportunity that opened from there was my willingness to be open, to say yes. And I was very fortunate that at every opportunity there was someone that saw the potential in me and would advocate for me and be there on my behalf to want to do more. And so I had those that would say, even when the rooms that I wasn't in, have you thought about Barbara? Opportunities that would come up as a result of that. And so for me, sorry, that noise is very distracting. I was like, what is going on here? It's a takeover. Too much tech. And so at every opportunity, sorry, I'm really going to ask can we just stop it for a moment, please? Thank you. If at every opportunity I was able to curry favor and find someone that was able to support. So when we're thinking about our networks, we think about the community and the connections that we're building. It's not just about the people that go ahead of you or the people that are ahead of you, but also the people that are side by side to you, the people to your left and to your right, the people that have walked the journey for you. And there are lots of highlights that I've been able to have in my career thus far, and I'm really grateful for those opportunities. And I think for me, it's always been about giving back. And I find it very interesting that I reference the full circle moment here, because I would never have thought that working in the not-for-profit and charity sector would bring me back to health, would bring me back to hospitals. And it is a real privilege to be able to do the work that I get to do in serving others through charity. And so on reflecting on lessons learned and thinking about the things that I'm quite happy about, I think there's a few things. One of the highlights of this year for me have been running the London Marathon. And I had the privilege of running the London Marathon for the hospital charity in April this year. Now, why is that significant? Barbara, you look fairly fit. This is that something you could do? No, I do not run for anything. I do not run for the bus. I do not run for the train. I take my time. And unless someone is chasing me, I refuse to run. And so, why did I say yes? And there was something about getting out of my comfort zone, doing something that would stretch me in a way that I couldn't escape. So the first thing I needed to do was tell people I was doing it. because immediately that created accountability. Once you say you're going to do something, oh, but how's the marathon training going? How's it going? It's going. It's going. And so that accountability was really important. And I can imagine in each and every one of your journeys, simply saying and committing yourself to your learning meant that people had to check in. And you couldn't give up because someone else was going to ask you. And that someone else might be your children, someone else might be a sister, a friend, it might be your co-workers. But someone was going to ask and say, hey, how's that going? Now, naivety is also a lovely thing. You don't know what you don't know. And if I had known the training, the sacrifice that was required to run 26.2 miles, I might have said, you know what, let me start with a 10K. Let's just start with, in fact, let's start with a park run. Let's go very slowly. Maybe I wouldn't have done it. But I was really proud that I was able to achieve that. And the reason wasn't just because of the accountability, but it was actually about the ambition. It was about saying, and there's a saying that, you know, is very popular in my household that you would hear my mum say often when we were growing up, which is, they don't have two heads. And that is to say, there are so many different people running that race, all abilities, all walks of life. So if they can do it, why can't you? And there are many of you in this room that maybe people would have said, maybe this one's not for you. Maybe next year. Maybe another time. There will never be a right time to prepare for a marathon. Let me tell you that for free. There will never be a right time. We just have to say yes and accept that. Now, in all of that, and as you sit here and you're gonna, you know, as you say your names, as you get your certificates, is to say, we all have our own race to run. And actually on that day when I crossed that finish line, it was very emotional. One, because I realized that I could really do hard things. And whilst I was actually used to doing things and achieving things on paper, to do something that also physically challenged me, really rewired my brain. Now I won't rush and run another marathon, I've done that now, that's the bucket list. But what it has instilled in me is a new level of discipline. And so as you'll hear, I don't want you to forget the moment, don't forget the win, don't forget what you have achieved. No one knows the full cost of what it has taken to be here today. And it's an encouragement to remind you that it has not been in vain. And the thing that carried me through was seeing my lovely children celebrating and cheering me on and saying, Mummy, you did it, with their signs. And it was that was the best feeling, because they had seen all of the drama. All of that. I don't want to go today. Leave me alone. I don't want to. They had seen me with all the various injuries and all the things that had happened as a result of that. And then they were there on that day to say, wow, Mummy, when can I run the marathon? Mummy, I'm going to do it next time. Can I join you this year? Can I go for a run with you? And I can imagine how many people you have also inspired by simply being here today. And so I am so happy and so proud to be here representing King George and Queen's Hospital's charity to demonstrate that actually we all have different journeys to getting here, but our common purpose is that we are all here. And I believe that we are all here for such a time as this, a time to serve, a time to show up, a time to put others before ourselves. The type of work that you all get to do is vocational, it's a calling. And I am so pleased to be able to also demonstrate that whilst I don't need to be with the bloods and I don't need to carry anything I don't need to be on the clinical side in order to be making a difference. And the charity partners with the hospital every day to ensure that we are not only asking the question of what more can we be doing? How do we do the extra? How do we do the over and above? And so as you're thinking and as you embark on this next stage in your journey, I want you to think about the charity as well. And as you see things that you think you could problem solve Could the charity partner with you on that? Could we work together? Are there causes that you'd want us to go out on, projects that you would want us to go out and fundraise on your behalf for? Are there problems that you see, or that only you see because of your vantage point? Where is the opportunity? You all look so beautiful today. It's lovely to see so many friends and family coming to support you today. And it's a privilege for me to be here to support you today. And I like to leave things in threes. I'm very rhymey. So I'm going to think of some 3 things that I want to leave you with. First of all, ambition is not a dirty word. I want you to be ambitious for yourselves. I would love you to be ambitious for the patients in your care. And I want you to be ambitious for this trust, because there's so much we can do. And I know in the midst of all of the challenges and the backdrop of all the things that are going on in the world, all the things that are going on in your worlds, let's not lose that drive and that ambition, that fire in our bellies. I think the second thing is, let's not be afraid to fail forwards. There is no perfect journey. There is no perfect day. And I think if I reflect on all the things that have gone wrong in my life, have been the things that have set me up for being here today. And I'm really proud of that. So I would encourage you all to fail forwards. And the third thing, I would say, community. Nothing happens in isolation. So build that community here. Find your peers. It's great that we've got more senior colleagues and exec colleagues here, but it's also the camaraderie of the day-to-day with the people to your left and to your right. And I think if more of us put sort of our egos in the back seat and more of our hearts in the front seat, I think we can go even further. So thank you. I wish you a very happy graduating class, and it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you this afternoon. Thank you.
You won't be getting any of that from me, so you can pause that right now. Thank you. I might have to be resuscitated if I tried what I saw Barbara starting to do. Thank you, Barbara. I'm going to remember those 3 things. And I hope graduates will remember too. Ambition, fail forward, and what was the third? Community. Fabulous. And you are a community yourselves, as well as previous graduates. Now, before we get to the fun part, you can see lots of our senior colleagues, people who I work with every day, people who my teams work with every day. And I didn't tell them this beforehand, because if I did, some people wouldn't come. But I'm going to introduce them to you. And if you could, you don't have to do whoop whoop or anything like that, but just give them a nice clap and a round of applause. I'm going to start with someone who wasn't expecting this at all. But he's on day 3 and he's new to the organisation. What a week to start. Kevin Kernock. Kevin, can you stand up, please? So Kevin is our new Chief Financial Officer. So money, but it's a CFO with a big heart, and is going to be really key to ensuring that things like this and supporting staff continue in some way, shape or form. And I know he's very passionate about people because he told us about it. So a warm welcome to you, Kevin. Lovely week to start, and it's lovely to have you on the team. Start with next. Mohammed, my mandatory training colleague. Mohammed Salim is one of our doctors here. Who was actually, I think you were one of our, in our first year of graduation, you were one of the, there you go. And you did something in medical education? There you go. So a doctor who's done medical education, and he was sat where many of you are sat right now. Thank you, Mohammed. Another colleague who won't be expecting this, but I think he attended the first, and he's here again for the third, Dr. Andrew Diener, who's our Chief Medical Officer. Everybody knows Andrew. But in case you don't know Andrew, this is Andrew, who's our Chief Medical Officer. Thank you, Andrew. Who here knows Anna Page? I can see the hands going up at the back. Anna. Anna is a Director of Nursing here, but looks after all the workforce development and education and training for nursing. Very important person, a very lovely colleague, and Anna and I do a lot of work together as well. So thank you, Anna, and thank you for being here every single year. I've got another colleague here who's from midwifery. Jilly? Jilly Pride, if you could stand. Hello, Jilly. So, Jilly's from the University of East London. We worked well together and we set up the School of Midwifery at University of East London, and we are now developing and growing our own midwives. A powerhouse. Doesn't take no for an answer, but is absolutely that advocate that Barbara was referring to. So thank you, Julie, for making the time to be here. And last but not least, Delphine Gar. Most of you will know Delphine, could stand. Delphine is our Associate Director of Strategic Talent Management, Leadership and Learning. Another powerhouse, absolutely doesn't listen to the word no and doesn't recognize it in her vocabulary, absolutely whatsoever, but is very passionate about supporting staff and developing staff. So thank you, colleagues. Thank you for an invitation. Thank you for coming. Okay, so we're now into the part where you've been sitting down and you're looking at me and thinking, well, so when is this music bit going to start? Well, it starts now. I want you to know that I've been practicing so I get all the names right. But if it sounds a little bit different to how you would normally pronounce it, just dance anyway. If I get it really way out and you start dancing to somebody else's music, it's okay. We're a community, right? So we're going to do it that way. And I'm going to ask Fiona. Last year, can I just say, in the previous 2 years, the execs who were handing out certificates got a bit involved, and just a bit of. So you can see how I'm dancing. That you wouldn't want me on stage doing it, but feel welcome if the music moves you, because we've got an excellent DJ who really knows how to cruise. So if you could please stand up. This is the only day I get to tell Fiona what to do. So allow me. This isn't how it is every day, but yes. So please. Yes, please. Just there. Yes, thank you. Or you may want to move a bit to the right a bit so that when they're walking up, they can, if you move to the, do you want me to move you? Just move to the, so you can see what it's like when I drive. Thank you. Okay. So we are recognizing staff achievements, and we have several categories. So I'll shout out what the category is, and I'll shout even louder. Your name. The DJ will try to play a different song for each person. So when you hear the song, you need to start thinking about what it is you're going to show us in terms of your dance steps when you come up. But you will come up. We have had some people who forget they're here to receive and are here to recognize and spend most of their time dancing in front of him instead of walking towards Fiona. But please make your way towards Fiona. You shake a hand, smile, take a picture, and you can walk back to your seat. Will the drones be appearing at any point? No? Lovely. Okay. The first category is for clinical professional development. Mr. DJ, you ready? Thank you. So the first person to come up is Maureen Aguanu. Okay, it's a slow start, but a start nonetheless. That's it. The next person to come up, please. Francis Conte, get ready. Very, very aristocratic step up there. Right, next person, Deirdre Atahin. Oh dear. Okay. Okay, we've got some waving of the hands. Okay. I saw you laughing, Kende. That's it. I can toss by doing all this dancing. Okay. Okay. Anna, start getting your feet ready. Nice. Okay, you need to up the ante now. Okay. Yes. That's a fantastic choice. Oh, I've seen it. If I'm feeling brave, I might sing along later on. Okay. Louis? You can find me.
Because you know I'm all about no trouble. I'm all about that.
Yvonne, I can see you sorting out your... Thank you. Always. Francis Ubina? Oh, wow. So Mark gave me a very, very nervous smile there thinking, what are you going to say about me? Not much. I'm just going to call you up and see whether you can beat what you just saw. Yeah. There you go. Okay. Oh, wow. There you go. Oh. There you go. Well done, Diana. So, Ifeoma Abbey. You ready? Yeah. She's up already. Oh, yeah. There we go. That's Geraldine Abata Odita. I can see some of you thinking, I wish I could have a second turn. Next time. Yeah. Jennifer. Come up is Merlin Lopez Pascula. Your final twirl, and let's see what Fiona's going to do. Lovely. John Coonan, please. There you go. See? You know that PhD you're talking of doing, I think we need to revisit that conversation. Eloise Carpenter. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. We celebrated with you, we clapped along with you, and many congratulations once again. Fiona, do you want to do the closing remarks? You weren't supposed to, but I think it'd be nice if you did.
To see you receive your certificates, to see all your smiling faces, and to have a bit of a giggle about which song you get or how you get to the photo booth. So, yeah, thank you to Kenya for organising and Kenya and the team, should I say, for organising such a wonderful event, and keep on trying, keep on achieving, and keep on doing well. So thank you.
Just one final piece. We've got a whole group of volunteers, and I'd like to remember them, and feel free to do what you need to do, but do come up so people can see you. Tukumbo Owusisi. Make our day, Chris. And Emily, if you can start, you're busy rounding Chris, if you can start, come on, Emily. Thank you, Emily. Thank you to Emma Skinner, who will absolutely hate what I'm about to do to her now, but come on, Emma. Yes, Chris. Sanila Mohammed. Hey. That's all right, I like the swagger. Not fall over. Okay. Joy Emmanuel. Thank you to Joy. Is Joy here? Okay. Mayani Price. Billy Parry. Come on, Billy. Come on, Billy. I've seen what you do. Okay. Christiana Mensa. Okay. Abby. Come on, Abby. Mr. Digital, Cam Lee. Come on, Cam. That's okay. Well done and thank you. Wendy Malombe. Emma. Emma, how did you sneak in? Wendy Malombe. Lovely. Amanda Bailey. Okay. Natalie Haggis. Colvinda Kaur. Just to say, all of these volunteers are from across... Oh, gosh. All of these volunteers are from across the hospital, not the education team. Lovely. Dulcie Castellina. Well done. Okay. Mary and Alaba. Mr. Alaba. Yeah. And Tolu. Mary, I can see you. So thank you to our volunteers. They're from all across the hospital, so they're from different teams. They make sure all the departments are involved, and they help, and they work all sorts of hours to help us. So thank you and well done. And then can you have just a special track for them as they leave? And those who didn't do a jig coming up, I'll be watching. Ready? Tokumbo, you can go this way. Let's you go. Come on, Pete. Thank you. I've embarrassed all of them. Well done, well done. Thank you. Well, class of 2025, VIPs, family and friends, we've come to the end of our ceremony. Thank you so much for joining us, and safe journeys home for everyone. Now for the graduates, time for your pictures. You can do your hands up, you can do whatever you want to do. Well done, congratulations, and see you some of you next year. My name is Professor Kenya Karimo. I am the Interim Chief People Officer and the Director of Education, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the staff graduation ceremony for 2026. So you are the class officially of 2025. You all look beautiful, actually. You look really nice. So, some of you would have seen this before, some of you may have been here before. There are a couple of things we're going to do this evening. One is soon after this I'll be handing over to our colleagues. And first of all, I'll probably introduce them so you know who they are, and then I'll tell you how we'll proceed. So a warm welcome please to Gilly Pride, who's a midwife, so for all the midwives in the room, and is the lead education person really for midwifery at the University of East London. So Gilly and I have worked very closely in terms of setting up the School of Midwifery at UEL. I also have my other colleague, Sam Smith. Sam, do you want a round of applause for Sam? She's Interim Director of Workforce. Sam basically makes sure you all get paid on time every month alongside everything else. So a good person to know. And keep smiling too. And Delphine, if you can stand, so Associate Director of Strategic Talent Management, Leadership and Learning, who looks after all our CPD, our education and training, and our learning and development, and of course is very much involved in everything that you've all had access to today. Family and friends, thank you so much for making the time to be here this evening. It's really nice when people are able to celebrate their achievements with family, friends, colleagues, and if there are any line managers, thank you all for the support that you give to our staff and colleagues. Now, it's hard to study and work, isn't it, really, at the same time? So this makes this all the more worthwhile, very much more rewarding and gratifying. And tonight, really, it's about celebrating you and your achievements. So be proud, sit it, wear it, and there'll be an opportunity to take lots of pictures and everything at the end. Enjoy it, yeah? Because we'd like to see you. We're also being live streamed. So if any of you want to show off any styles or anything, it'd be great because you've got the whole organisation watching you at the same time, which is absolutely great. I'm going to call on Gilly to do the opening address. So if we could welcome Gilly, and then I'll come back and take you through the rest of the program.
Okay. It's such a privilege to be here, and I really want to thank you for allowing me to share this really special day. You know, the Trust are really proud of you. You're our future, and, you know, allowing me, a midwife who's not part of the Trust but actually works closely, I am truly grateful. So, I'm going to tell you about my story, my journey. I actually wanted to be an air hostess. That's how it all started. But I was a bit too short. And so I couldn't be an air hostess. So then I went into nursing. I knew I wanted to be a nurse. And you know how you apply for loads of different jobs in different places? And the first job I applied to, she alluded to me being short. And I thought, wow, you know, this is crazy. Anyway, went to my second interview, and I actually had a short head of nursing. And she was like, yes, you got the job. So that was it. The rest is history. So I went on to do nursing, and I had an amazing nursing career. Absolutely amazing nursing career. It was filled with working with lovely colleagues and sharing work experiences and having fun. Actually, we had fun. We worked hard, but we played hard. So, you know, that whole comradeship, community that's the theme of today is so important. And to be honest, it's always been challenging. You know, people talk about challenging times. I've been doing this job for 40 years, and all of those years have been challenging times. And to be honest, different year, different challenge. Rise to the challenge, because we are actually great, and we're great at what we do. I then went on to be a midwife. And I had some really special moments. I mean, I could fill this hour, Kenya, but I'm not going to. And I'll tell you some of the special moments. I've had an amazing career, and I've delivered lots and lots of babies, hundreds, thousands. And I delivered celebrities, I've delivered a whole range of women. But one woman I met, who's a famous actress, I was on a bus, and actually she was on the bus, and she stopped me, and I remember her from her delivery, and she said, "You delivered my son." And she grabbed him, and there was this 18-year-old, and I'm like, "Oh, hi, yes, I delivered you." That was so special. I think he was a bit embarrassed being dragged by his mum. Then I was in Marks and Spencer's near Royal Free Hospital, and I'm at the till getting my quick sandwich before I go to another meeting, dropping a drink in, dropping my sandwich in, and I get a tap on the shoulder. I thought, oh my God, I've missed scanning something. And the woman said to me, "Gilly," and I turned round and she said, "You delivered me 18 years ago, not in London, in Kent, of all places." And she remembered me in the middle of London, in the middle of Marks and Spencer's. She remembered me as her midwife. And that was another really special moment. So after that, I went to work at UCLH for 20 years, and I created all the midwifery services at UCLH's maternity care unit. That was a surreal moment to walk into an empty unit. We had an old building, we moved to a state-of-the-art building, and I managed all the inpatient services. And you walk in, everywhere is empty, no patients, just this unit that you are responsible for, and you're creating services. And I had a big bunch of keys, and I walked around opening all of these doors, feeling really proud and thinking, this is the first day of a really special time for women that are going to come and deliver here. So I created maternity care unit, I created zones, I integrated transitional care. I had Princess Anne visit actually, and that was really nice because she stood right next to me while we went to a patient. I have a lovely photo to remember that by. And then I went on into education, and I've trained many, many midwives, and a lot of midwives working here, I train them. So don't blame me if they do anything wrong. No, they are so lovely. And many of the midwives I've trained are the leaders of midwifery. One of my students is a director of midwifery. One of my students is a lead midwife. So I'm really proud of the opportunity to train students to go on and be our future. I created so after I trained midwives, I actually moved to the East End of London, and I realised there was no midwifery in the East End of London. And Kenya, who has been instrumental in this, helped me to create a midwifery programme in the East End of London. And it is so difficult for midwives, for students to get trained in an area where there is nothing. And we created this amazing midwifery programme. And I am so proud of it. I'm proud of the work Kenya did. I'm proud of the programme we have today. Because the ethos is about caring, but also caring for ourselves as well. That is so important. So we have a lovely programme, and you'll see UEL students. So please think that was not here 3 years ago. This is our first 3 years, and we've got our first graduates this year. And that is so special because midwifery at UEL was created in a really challenging time. And in actual fact, we probably had one of the most difficult validation programs. You were present, Kenya, because they wanted, it's a challenging time for midwifery. But we won, and we got a programme, and we're doing really well. I think I'm also working on my PhD at the moment, and that's all about unsafe practice, education, really exciting, and it gives me another platform to be able to impart knowledge to students. So today, I want to give you my word of wisdom, I think is integrity. I think that word is underused, but it's actually an amazing, powerful word because it encompasses so many things. Keep striving to learn. The better educated you are, the more you're going to understand the care that you give, the more that your care is going to be outstanding. Support your colleagues. That's not always easy because we all have different personalities, but we're doing the same job. Support your colleagues. And I think most of all, be kind. That word, kindness, it encompasses everything. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another. And I think if you only take that from what I've said today and forget all the rest, I'd be really pleased. Yeah, I am deeply proud of you, and you're our future, and you're our present. So thank you. Thank you, Kenya.
Thank you, Julie. Lots of accomplishments, and thank you for being part of the BHRUT story. We've extended and done many things, and the outcome of that is mostly what you're seeing here today, so thank you very much. Right, guys, we're going to move on to the main part, and for some of you, you're thinking, that's why I'm here today. Yeah, we normally get that. So at this point, what happens is we've got different categories that you will all have been made aware of. And what I'm going to do is call out your names one by one. Now, who's been here before? Oh, great. So you're all got a big surprise and everything else in store for you. So what tends to happen is our good friend at the back, the DJ, when I call out your name, he's going to play some special music for you. And what we ask you to do is just do a few steps when you're coming up to collect your... Some of you, I can tell from your laughs that we're in store for some great surprises and treats this evening. We've had everything from Michael Jackson backsliding earlier on today to Grease to everything else. So let's see what you guys are going to produce this evening. The only thing I say is health and safety, so any cartwheels and anyone else who gets really excitable because this is the first time out in many months, just gauge how much space you have and how energetic and flexible you feel when you're doing anything. Don't be shy. This is your moment to celebrate, to be celebrated. So feel free. You're at home because this is your education center as much as anyone else's. Yeah? So wonderful. So what I'm going to do next, Julie, would you mind? So if you stand over there, so I'll call out your name. If you could walk up, don't walk up, dance up, don't run up, strut your stuff. Shake Julie's hand, and we will email your certificates to you afterwards as well. Yeah? Are you ready? We are ready. You are ready. See, I told you that the evening slot is the best gig after all. Okay, Mr. DJ, whenever you're ready. So our first category is for clinical professional development, and we tend to have a lot of people in this particular category. First person up, Bianca Madalena Lakatos. You have to wait for the music. There you go. Sharon Johannes. Kenneth, I know you're going to finish that. Okay, Omo Banlale Onasamia. Genevieve. Ready? Denise Temeshko, I noticed you're still sitting down wondering what you're going to do. Professional development. And we're starting off with Irina Grasavu. You ready? Yes. Lorenzo. I'm gonna get you back today. Give Ruby something, you know. Done, Ruby. That's your exercise for today, Ruby. Okay. Joy Murataglu. Omowumi Agbaje. That's what you have to be. Did you see what you just did? Okay. And feel free. Okay. And you know, this is why I like the 5 o'clock group, because they come prepared. They want the music to start. That will determine what moves they show us. I get you. So we're back on track. Okay. Ephraim Lawson. What are you going to do? Those are the Strictly Come Dancing moves. We wanted something a bit more modern, but a big thank you to them because they're the ones who organized the event. So thank you. Okay. Can you play something special for where we're going to start? Let's start with Jilly, whilst Delphine and Sam are working out what they're going to do. You ready, Jilly? We got some break dancing. Sam, are you ready? Okay, he's going to change it. Can you move it on for Sam? Sam wants something with some... Oh, Sam! Sam, and Delphine likes energy. Delphine, have you decided? Are you taking your shoes? Oh, I thought you were taking your shoes off.
Louise, yours is separate. Yours is separate. Thank you, Delphine. That's it. Okay, and now the final big bang for Louise, who's our Director of Research and the Chief Medical Officer. You ready, Louise? Come on, do the floor proud. Oh, oh, oh. I think you guessed her right. Fantastic. So a big thank you to my colleagues because they're always supportive. Thank you so much, and well done, class of 2025. Not a chance. I'm closing the event. Thank you, everybody. See you next year. Toodaloo. Safe journey home. Somebody please come and dance for me. See, they're dancing for me.